So let's make this clear. Visa and Mastercard are desperately going after the jobs of thousands of Steam game devs, millions of indie artists and creators for perceived inappropriate but completely legal content, because clearly corrupt credit card cartels should be the world's morality police, while they openly support and partner with Roblox, the child game that is generally called a predator's playground. The child game that is being investigated for numerous kidnappings and cover-ups, and the same Roblox, the child game that Roblox, the child game's executives, have decided they want to turn into a child's game for real-life dating. Now, pause the video for a moment so you can vomit. There, let it all out. Better? So, Roblox is a massive game, much bigger than you can believe. No, really, it is. How big do you think Roblox is? You're wrong. How many people play this game? Mostly children. It's bigger. Alright. Was the amount you just thought of more than the total amount of people playing every game combined on Steam? Don't feel bad for not knowing, neither of us knew. We have no interest in this game for the same reason we have no interest in the McDonald's ball pit. If those still exist, probably not. Every restaurant looks more sterile than a surgeon's tool shed these days. Do I keep saying this is a game for kids? Let's rephrase that, because technically, I'm doing a bit of lying right here. Roblox is a game for kids, and for adults who want to play social games with kids. If you need to pause again, go ahead. Maybe bring the bin and an extra bag over, take your gravel. Roblox is making their games safer for children by silencing any influencers who give advice on how to avoid predators, and by banning any investigators and so-called vigilantes. And we are calling them so-called vigilantes as they are working with the police to help with arrests. This is a pretty important distinction. A vigilante tends to come with the negative association of taking justice into their own hands, often violently, potentially harming a real police investigation. You may have seen some TikTok where guys corner someone and beat the crap out of them on camera. Unfortunately, this can lead to two major problems. The first being, this helps actual predators avoid jail time, which is a bad thing. The second being that if the vigilantes beat up an innocent person due to their own error, which happens, it just means an innocent person got hospitalized, which is also a bad thing. Roblox is banning people they call vigilantes. However, so-called vigilantes are supplementing the police investigation. It is the police and justice system that is dispensing with the justice. This is more like an informant or a whistleblower on the handling of predators by Roblox, which, by some, the term lax is too kind. And some accuse Roblox of cover-up and even letting known predators get away with it for years after being reported. And the police agree. Consider this. If these so-called vigilantes were actually illegally taking the law into their own hands, the first time they went to police with information, the cops would have told them to stop what they are doing. However, cops and judges looked at the information they got, how they got it, and they allowed it. Now, Roblox can still say they are banning these people because Roblox has some policy that protects predators, but Roblox cannot say this is a ban for doing something illegal or that gets in the way of police investigations, because clearly it does not. Over half the audience is children. Roblox is not keeping them safe, but why should you care? Roblox is allowing their biggest games to put children in adult situations. And look, you've been sick enough already. We're not going to go over the minute details of the popular children's Roblox game named Naked Shower Simulator, which is one of the tamer ones, but suffice to say, if some game with 100 players on Roblox was disgusting, it would be perfectly understandable if nobody noticed. When you have millions of players though, it's not a slipping through the cracks issue, it's not a negligence issue, it's not a failure of the reporting system issue. It's a they knew exactly what was happening and did nothing to stop it issue. To protect the criminals and allow them to run rampant in child social spaces issue. But again, why does this matter? Because this story has played out 100 times over. Some corporation or individual does something horrific for years, while the legal system parents the corporation knew, and they didn't take action. Then, the people with power use it to punish and go after the people who did nothing wrong, such as yourself, while all the people who should be held responsible are off the hook. People are getting really sick of being held responsible for the actions of other people, while those other people themselves are never held responsible for the actions they themselves have taken. Right now, the most powerful people in the world want to censor and eliminate artistic expression. Visa and Mastercard directly sponsor and partner with Roblox, while pushing for censoring and surveillance under the obvious lie of protecting the children. Again, whether you like or hate adult games on Steam, which let's not forget includes the likes of Silent Hill, GTA, and Mortal Kombat, all of which have been in the crosshairs of these censorship-loving corporations, these games do not harm anyone. We have gone through the song and dance of games hurting kids, games causing violence, D&D is a game of Satan, blah blah blah, games doing this and that, and then they get these government-funded studies that they quickly ignore the moment it turns out their misinformation is wrong, and the study has actually proven their hypothesis incorrect. Yet they keep spreading it nonetheless. They keep bringing up new studies. They keep turning gamers into a scapegoat for the damage done to society, often by their own activism and policies. The solution that the world government wants to push, as we have seen by a sudden push across the world for surveillance laws, is the Child Protection Act, or Child Safety Bill. Force everyone to put their ID, personal information, photos, and doxed addresses in the hands of unsecure websites if you want to be able to do anything online. Now, if I had a VPN sponsor, this is where I do a plug, but if you have ever heard one, you know all about the whole data brokers are selling your information, and the government and Visa, Mastercard are telling you that the only way to keep children safe is to put all their personal information in the hands of malicious data brokers. And that's not even getting back into the T-app situation, which we covered previously, which proved even a top app will not properly safeguard this information. Ask yourself genuinely, what is more dangerous to a child? A naughty game on Steam, or your child's location, picture, and personal info being spread around the internet because the government said that was going to keep them safe? They never wanted to keep children safe. That's why they proudly sponsor Roblox, and the place we can't talk about that is for fans only. This is just another attack vector, and is being used in a game they partner with. Almost like the entire reason Roblox wasn't handling predators properly was because their sponsors want this to be used as a convenient excuse to impose tyranny. Never forget that when the government gets a long list of predators in their hands who went to certain islands or knew of the millions of Hollywood big shots who covered up and potentially benefited from the antics of certain Hollywood producer predators, they did nothing. Remember that the widespread cover-up in Hollywood didn't lead to everyone who knew what was going on being tossed in jail. It led to a Me Too movement, which instead went after boys entering college. The government doesn't want to protect you or children, they want to use children. This is a handful of people with all the money and power who commit or permit most of the evil in the world. And those people want to silence, control, and spy upon everyone else. Roblox letting this happen is not a reasonable excuse to be grounds for having complete digital prying into your emails, Discord chats, and to be permanently doxxed on social media and opened up to identity theft. People are sick and tired of the 99% of the population that behaves being at the mercy of the 1% of the population that are criminals or politicians. Did I just say the same thing twice? Roblox is an online social game that is catered to kids. They should be held to a different standard than other games. We expect certain degrees of mastery over medication from a doctor, a clean criminal record for a teacher. We do not expect the same from a stripper or a cashier. So, it's entirely fair for a social game aimed specifically at having children and adult strangers play together needs a higher standard applied to it than a single-player adult game on Steam. Roblox's own actions earned it the reputation of a predator hunting ground. Yet still, they had the gall to plan turning Roblox into a dating site. That's not asking for trouble, that's demanding it. Do you want the government to go through your personal messages and emails because Roblox is trying to become Tinder Junior? Maybe major corporations and politicians should volunteer themselves to have their own online activity fully exposed for the public to look at first. We'll call it the Child Safety Act, the first government bill in history to actually do what it says it does. Remember, these payment processors and global governments partner with Roblox. They will ban legal games and niche art sites which have nothing to do with child endangerment. They will go after Steam and anime. But nobody has ever been victimized from a Steam adult game. No child has ever been trafficked by Sailor Moon. The amount of predation on Roblox, on the other hand, the sheer scale of illicit activity on this platform is, it's video and no need to make you sick again. So comment below, do you feel better with your personal information being stored on unsecured servers? Do you think your freedoms and activities as a law-abiding adult should be curtailed due to the poor supervision of parents you've never met? And do you think establishing a Ministry of Truth by the reliable State Censorship Bureau will protect you? Like and subscribe, and Roblox, your actions are not our responsibility. And no sad sack, guilt-ridden child safety lie told by the elites to try and get normal people to give up their freedoms and rights to the people who need to be under surveillance the most will ever have us buying this appeal to empathy. I apologize for absolutely nothing.